Now, before everybody around here gets started, runs their mouths, and say that I don't deserve to be in the spot where I am to have what I have right now, obviously, you're not glorious enough to understand the master plan now. My boy Rick, Ric Flair, he put me here for a reason. There's a reason I won that Money in the Bank match, and none of you need to know why, except that you need to know is that it will be glory. I'm gonna stop you right there, Robert. Now, unlike you, myself, and everybody else in that goddamn match, earned a spot in that match, and you just walked right in off of a mistake that AJ Styles made. You don't even deserve to have that Money in the Bank briefcase. You don't deserve to have anything that you've been given by your good friend Ric Flair, or management, or anybody here in the corrupted WWE. Nobody here deserves that Money in the Bank briefcase besides me. And you want to find out why? Let's settle this. Come down to the ring right now. I'll meet you down there. Get a referee down there. God damn it, Rick can send a goddamn referee. I'll be down there in seconds. And I'll see you in the ring. You're glorious one. Here we go. We're getting started here in Orlando, Florida, as Mr. Money in the Bank Bobby Roode is here. And after, kind of running into a man who we didn't think we'd see tonight. But Daniel Bryan one night after that brutal Money in the Bank match, him and Bobby Roode are here, had a little confrontation, and oh my god, Daniel Bryan's already running out. Daniel Bryan said, we're going to get this started now. I didn't mean to pause it. Bobby Roode, though, his arm is broken. I don't know what just happened. Bobby Roode just broke his arm. It is an interesting start here to Monday Night Raw, as Daniel Bryan is going right after the Mr. Money in the Bank, showing his technical prowess, working on those legs of Bobby Roode. Probably still sore from the Money in the Bank match, but Daniel just working on this man who could potentially win the championship whenever he wants. Literally whenever he wants. If you think about it, Bobby Roode, with being Mr. Money in the Bank, that practically guarantees him a championship. But not everyone's won their Money in the Bank contract match, so Bobby Roode could lose in the future. Now, right now, Seth Rollins is the WWE champion here on Raw, so Bobby Roode could cash in anytime on Seth Rollins, or if he really wants to shake things up, he could go over to SmackDown and cash in on the big dog Roman Reigns. He has a lot of opportunities, a lot of choices here, but before he can do that, he has to get through a Daniel Bryan, the American Dragon, who, former Money in the Bank winner, kind of salty he didn't win his second Money in the Bank, but that doesn't matter, as Bobby Roode hits a big suplex as he's showing everyone why he is both Money in the Bank and glorious. This man is big things for Bobby Roode on the way. Look at the crowd. They're not enjoying it. Bobby Roode really kind of shocked some people when Ric Flair endorsed him at Money in the Bank. A lot of people did not see that one coming, but Robert Roode was that final entrant in the Money in the Bank. Didn't have to compete for it at all and still made it into this match. And I think that's the biggest issue Daniel Bryan has, is Daniel Bryan had to fight 2-on-3 to get into that match, and he lost to a man who didn't even have to qualify. He was handpicked by the general manager, Ric Flair, here, and I mean, Daniel must be upset. I would be too. Honestly, if you had to work hard to get into something and not win, because some dude who was just given the opportunity wins, I mean, hey, that would spark some controversy. That would spark some heat for me too, as a Bobby Roode, he's called by many names. He's a man of many talents as well. It's back and forth right now between him and D-Bry. D-Bry working on the arms, the leg going up top. Daniel Bryan could be going for a flying headbutt. No, he hits it. He hits it. I thought he was going to miss. He hit it. Is he going for a second one? What the hell? This man is going for a second flying headbutt. You'd swear it would give him brain damage by now. But it didn't. Is Bobby Roode throwing a big clothesline? He misses. Kicks from Daniel Bryan. He's going after Mr. Money in the Bank. Now, thank goodness this Money in the Bank isn't on the line here tonight, because Bobby Roode could be in trouble. if it was up for grabs. It thankfully isn't. And even if he wins this match, nothing really happens to him. Still has the contract, still gets a championship match whenever he wants. Daniel Bryan really is just another rock in the road for him. So D. Bry carrying him into the corner, no, on the ropes. Gonna fling him out, no. A big old Bobby Roode sending him on the outside here. And bringing him back into the ring with a neck breaker hung off that middle rope. As Bobby Roode seems to gain control here. Going to work on D. Bry, dropping the huge elbow on him. Well, Bobby Roode, nobody thought he would be coming back at all. You know, he had some tough fights with Chad Gable during that match too. Kind of almost targeted him, he seemed. But now he is focused on Daniel Bryan, the man who he had to face last night in one of the other 5 men in that match, as he pins after the spine buster. But Keith Lee here coming to the aid of Daniel Bryan, which maybe he's not here, as Bobby Roode is completely distracted. Daniel Bryan throwing him off the ropes. Big, oh my God, he threw him up there. He caught him. The yes lock. Oh my God. Could Bobby tap here to Daniel Bryan's yes lock, the label lock, whatever you want to call it? I have no clue what is going on with Keith Lee here. Bobby is going to tap to Daniel Bryan. The distraction by Keith Lee really just sent Bobby Roode into the loss column. Daniel Bryan gets the win over Bobby Roode. Proves that maybe he should have won that Money in the Bank ladder match. And maybe this gives Daniel a better shot at the WWE Championship in the future. Who knows? But Keith Lee interrupting. Something interesting there. I wonder why his music played. Bryan must have had something planned that we don't know about. And I guess we're going to have to wait till next week to figure it out. I have no clue what that was about. Daniel Bryan gets the big win. He makes Bobby Roode tap out. And he proves himself against Mr. Money in the Bank. Alright, going right into the second match, we have some action from our newly crowned United States Champion, Cedric Alexander. Now, last night he did defeat John Morrison at the, speaking of the man, it is none other than John Morrison here interrupting Cedric's entrance just like he did last night at the pay-per-view. Cedric is supposed to be facing Apollo Crews here tonight, but apparently John Morrison has other plans, as Cedric is taking the title to the face of John Morrison. I have no clue where John Morrison is going. Big hit with the championship by Cedric Alexander. Now, originally this was supposed to be just Cedric and Apollo, but John Morrison has things to say about that one. He thinks he deserves a rematch. Last couple of weeks, and well, not really last couple of weeks. Last night, Cedric was attacked by John Morrison before their match, and Cedric still came out victorious. And now, John Morrison is out here attacking Cedric Alexander. I don't know why it says he wins. John Morrison's taking a bow. What in the hell? Alright, here we are. Now that Ric Flair has made it official, the United States Championship rematch is going to happen right here, right now. John Morrison came up, attacked Cedric. Ric Flair had enough of this cheap stuff. He said, fine, y'all are going to settle it in the ring tonight. You guys are going to get this over with tonight, as both men go for big kicks and both men miss. Now, I don't know what happened to poor Apollo Crews. Apollo Crews was supposed to face a John Morrison, or not John Morrison, was supposed to face Cedric, and then John Morrison attacked because he still couldn't get over the fact that he lost the United States Championship. So unfortunately for Apollo Crews, he does have no match here tonight, and instead we are getting another United States Championship match. Is Cedric Alexander going for the pin. Quick count, 1. Just kick out at 1. And just not quick enough for John Morrison. Big kick to the back, going for a spinning toss-up DDT there by John Morrison, the acrobatic superstar He is honestly not surprised as he hits a brutal kick, stunning Cedric Alexander. Now, Cedric hit a lot of lumbar checks at Money in the Bank. And, I mean, it eventually put down John Morrison. John Morrison, though, was extremely resilient at Money in the Bank. Almost won that United States Championship. But Cedric ended up coming in clutch with that high-speed, quick offense, not giving anybody a chance to blink as he hits the big elbow on the wounded John Morrison. Now, you'd think John Morrison does have the upper hand, but 2 straight matches where John Morrison would attack behind, 2 straight championship matches for John Morrison, and he can't capitalize while having the upper hand. How is he going to win that title ever? You know, Cedric Alexander just so resilient, so strong. So this man coming down from anything, okay? No challenge is too big for Cedric Alexander. No challenge at all. Now his good friend Apollo Crews, they're going to have a good old friendly match tonight. John Morrison had other ideas. Now later we will have Randy Orton speaking after his win against AJ Styles. And that will close out the show. You know, he has one last thing to say before we end the show. Big DDT by Cedric Alexander, getting John Morrison back up to his feet after a beautiful counter. Looked like John was going for the spear. That big sit-out buster type move. That's what Cedric won at the pay-per-view with last night. Kick out at 2 by Cedric's opponent, John Morrison. Now, going to the top is Cedric. Could he go for another elbow? No, he goes for the frog splash and misses. John Morrison back up to his feet. Spins him. Big kick to the back, dropping him on the ground. John Morrison thinks that is it. The kick, could it be it? 1 count, 2 count. Kick out by the United States champion right there. Big punches by Cedric, who almost got screwed over there by John Morrison. John Morrison taking advantage, though, and a big spinning neck breaker and a standing moonsault. Going for the pin. Kick out at 1 by Cedric Alexander. Who's this? Matt Riddle on his way down to the ring right now. What in the world? Matt Riddle here watching, clapping for John Morrison. Is turning around. It's Cedric Alexander, and he's going to hit a lumbar check on John Morrison. Could that be it for John Morrison? Cedric Alexander winning his United States Championship. 1, 2, kick out at, dude, the lumbar check is just weak. It's not enough. Also, why did Matt Riddle come out? I don't know. I couldn't explain it. No clue. As another frog splash misses by Cedric Alexander. But a big chop by John Morrison. John Morrison, another chop. Spear by John Morrison. This man really just hit a spear. Calling Cedric up to his feet. Cedric catches the leg. Big clothesline outside of the ring, going to the top rope. He's going to go for another crash and burn. Is Cedric Alexander, and John Morrison knows that he's hurt. That was a big fall. Cedric doesn't even seem to be phased right here. Going for a brain buster on the outside of the ring. John Morrison is feeling that one. His brains are rattles. All of that mush in there. A little scrambled. Cedric rolling him into the ring, going for the cover here. Can Cedric successfully retain this United States Championship? 1, 2, kick out at 2 by John frickin' Morrison. Turning his attention back to Cedric Alexander, bouncing off the ropes. Big super kick by John Morrison, and going for another standing moonsault on the champion. Going for the cover. 1, 2, kick out at 2 by Cedric Alexander. He holds on. John Morrison has nothing else to do here. He's calling it for something else. Once again, Cedric rising to his feet, catching the leg, and a big no. John Morrison reverses, grabs the arms. Big hit to the back. Cedric gets hit with a huge DDT. Up to his feet. Trouble in Paradise misses. Thrown over the top rope by John Morrison. This match has gone back and forth. Cedric Alexander was in control. Matt Riddle came out to help him, it seems. And now Cedric stalking his opponent. Big Trouble in Paradise. Ducked by John Morrison. Grabbing him, bringing him to the corner of the rope, smashing him into the turnbuckle, and he's going for it. John Morrison, Starship Pain. Could that be it? Could he be a new United States champion? 1, 2, kick out at 2 by Cedric Alexander. Cedric Alexander has kicked out of Starship Pain. This man is not losing his United States championship here tonight, as John Morrison, all pumped up, just taking it straight to Cedric. And another moonsault by John Morrison. Can this put away Cedric Alexander? 1, 2. Kick out at 2 by Cedric Alexander. John Morrison cannot put Cedric away. Nothing he's doing is working. Throwing him into the corner. Could he be going for another Starship Pain? Reversed. Sit out once again by Cedric. The same move that won him the championship. Can he win again? 1, 2, 3. Cedric Alexander is still your United States champion. With the attack before the match where he was supposed to face Apollo Crews, Matt Riddle coming to his aid to distract John Morrison, which is quite interesting, I will say myself. There's a lot of interesting people coming out to help their buddies tonight. But Cedric Alexander retains the United States Championship. John Morrison is now kind of nothing. Lost 2 matches where he should have won. And Cedric, like I said, retains the United States Championship. Next, we shall hear from none other than Randy Orton. Now, as Randy Orton makes his way down to the ring, we got to see what he says. Now, if you guys looked, you know, you were there last night. You guys watched last night Money in the Bank. The Good Brothers came out and beat the living hell out of him, put him through a table. You know, AJ Styles beat him up, you know. Beat down Randy Orton. Screw John Cena, it's beat up Randy Orton time. Randy Orton still somehow prevailed to win that match. He beat AJ Styles, the man who costed him a shot at a WWE Championship match at Money in the Bank. Now we do know that Seth Rollins would go along to face Edge, and Randy Orton now in the ring. Finally got the mic in the hand. Let's hear what he has to say. Now, a lot of people around here have been saying, oh, great job, Randy. Good job, Randy. Congratulations, Randy. But what are they congratulating me for? I did nothing except put an end to that little whiny, no good bitch, AJ Styles. Now, I may have got my shot taken away from the WWE Championship match at Money in the Bank. You know, Seth, you got it for free. You didn't even have to wrestle the greatest wrestler to walk the face of this planet. You didn't wrestle the Apex Predator. You didn't wrestle the Legend Killer. You walked straight into Money in the Bank. And I will show you why that's a big mistake. Next week? Next week? No. You know, we'll save it for the big show, since Seth, that's what you're all about. If you think you can walk yourself away to a WWE Championship and beat that washed up old loser Edge for the WWE Championship and still have a chance against me, there's no way, hell. No way. Hell, there's zero, just none, zero chance you could stand toe-to-toe to the Apex Predator and not fall to the RKO. And now, folks, what seems to be just pretty much right after Randy Orton calls him out, Edge is making his way down to the ring last night. He did lose a WWE Championship match against Seth Rollins. He's obviously not the champion, but after being called by Randy Orton, called it an old washed-up time, maybe he has some things to say. Now, you know, Randy Orton, you would be nothing in this company if it wasn't for people who are always underneath you. Alright, Seth, yeah, maybe he was handed that, but he was never handed a spot in that match. I handed him the championship, and you, like a little bitch that you are, you're no Apex Predator. An Apex Predator wouldn't run away from such simple prey. An Apex Predator would use those 3 deadliest letters in the wrestling industry, RKO. You would come out of that locker room, you would be a man, and you wouldn't just sit and hide your tail between your legs. You would fight Seth Rollins that night. You would make it to Money in the Bank, and then you would make it into a match against me and still lose the WWE Championship after everything you went through. So Randy, let me ask you a question. If you truly think you had a shot at that WWE Championship, even if you beat Seth Rollins, you're gladly mistaken. You wanna know why, Randy? Because you can't do anything on your own. The Authority brought you to Stardom and turned you down and kicked you out. What did you do with Evolution? The same thing. What did you do with Legacy? Nothing. You were nothing but a has-been, and the only good person in this world is me. I am so much better than you, Randy. If you think you have anything on me, of all people, you want to know why Rated RKO was ever a thing? Because I reached my hand out to you and nobody would. I brought you from the ashes after nobody would. I saved your career, Randy. And you know what? Who didn't save my career? You know who wasn't there for me when I broke my neck? Who wasn't there for me when Seth Rollins almost just destroyed me? Almost killed me on live television? Trying to curb stop me? With that very same Money in the Bank briefcase you so wish that AJ Styles competed for, so that you would have been in that WWE Championship match? I'm no has-been, Randy. I never was a has-been. I've always been myself. I've always been the Rated R superstar. I've always been the one to overcome obstacles. And if you think your stupid nicknames, your stupid letters, your anything can stop me from getting that title from Seth Rollins, you have something else, Randy. I will take that title from him next week. Or in 2 weeks, I should say. Next week, I'll kick your dumb, stupid, weak, no good, self-loathing ass. And I'll show everybody why I deserve to face Seth Rollins at the Great American Bash. And there's nothing you're going to do about it. And there you have it, folks. Next week, the main event will be Randy Orton and Edge to decide who will be facing Seth Rollins at the Great American Bash.
I'm the bee's knees, these hoes, yeah, they just love me. Flow so cold, but my nose straight runny. Got a lot of bros, so don't act funny. Shooting off shots, gun hopping like a bunny. Run up on me, you a motherfucking dummy. You know I do these